plywood. You know it's an amazing material, strong, versatile, and relatively affordable. But there's one thing that always screams DIY in a not-so-great way: those exposed, layered edges. Today, we're going to fix that. I'm going to show you how to apply wood veneer edge banding for a seamless professional finish that makes your plywood projects look like they're made from solid wood. This one simple skill will elevate your woodworking game to a whole new level, I promise. So, grab a scrap piece of plywood and let's get started. First things first, preparation is everything. You can't just slap the banding on a rough edge and hope for the best. We need to create a perfect surface for the adhesive to bond to. Take a sanding block with some 120 grit sandpaper and go over the raw edge of your plywood. Your goal is to get it completely smooth and flat, removing any splinters or high spots from the factory cut. Feel it with your fingers. It should be uniform and clean. While you're at it, make sure to wipe away all the sanding dust with a cloth or a quick blast of compressed air. Dust is the enemy of a good glue. Next up, let's talk about the edge banding itself. This stuff is magic. It's a thin strip of real wood veneer with a heat-activated adhesive already on the back. It comes in a ton of different wood species, like oak, walnut, maple, you name it. The key is to match the veneer to the face of your plywood. I'm working with oak plywood today, so I've got a roll of oak edge banding. Look closely at the grain pattern on your plywood and try to find a section of the banding that complements it for the most natural look. It's these little details that make a huge difference in the final product. All right, now for the fun part, the application. Measure the edge you need to cover and cut a piece of banding that's about an inch longer. This little bit of overhang at each end gives you some wiggle room. Now position the banding on the edge, making sure it's centered with a slight overhang on both sides. Grab a standard household iron. You don't need a fancy one. Just make sure there's no water in it for steam. Set it to a medium-high heat, like the cotton setting. Place the hot iron on one end of the banding and start moving it slowly and steadily along the length. I aim for a speed of about 2 inches per second. Apply firm, consistent downward pressure as you go. This pressure is crucial for ensuring the hot melt adhesive gets a solid grip on the plywood core. You'll see the glue melt and spread a little under the veneer, which is exactly what you want. Once you've ironed the entire length, resist the temptation to touch it right away. The adhesive is still hot and needs a few minutes to cool down and cure. I like to take a small block of wood and press it firmly along the entire strip one more time while it's still warm. This helps to anchor the banding and squeeze out any air bubbles, guaranteeing a super strong bond. After about 5 to 10 minutes, it should be completely cool and locked in place. You can test it by trying to gently peel a corner. It shouldn't budge at all. Now we get to make it perfect. We have this overhang on the top, bottom, and ends that we need to trim flush. My favorite tool for this is a dedicated edge banding trimmer. It's a simple handheld tool that has blades set to cut the veneer perfectly flush with the surface. You just press it on and slide it down the edge. If you don't have one, a sharp chisel held at a low angle works great too. Just be careful to keep it flat against the plywood face to avoid gouging your project. For the ends, a sharp utility knife will give you a clean cut. The final step is to blend it all together. Take a high grit sandpaper, something like 220 grit, and lightly sand the corners of the banding. You're not trying to remove a lot of material, just break the sharp edge very slightly. This makes it feel soft to the touch and creates a seamless transition from the face to the edge. When you run your finger over it, you shouldn't feel a sharp corner. Give the entire edge a final, gentle sanding, and you're done. Now you can apply your favorite finish stain oil or polyurethane in the edge. Banding will take it just like the rest of the plywood, creating a beautiful, cohesive look. Here's a quick pro tip. If you're banding a project with joints, like a mitered corner or a finger joint, apply the banding to the less visible surfaces first. Then, apply it to the main, most visible surface last. This way, The seam where the two pieces of banding meet will be on the edge, not on the face, making it much less noticeable. It's a small trick that makes a big impact on the final quality. And there you have it. It's a simple, effective method for getting rid of those ugly plywood edges forever. This technique is a game changer for cabinets, shelves, tabletops, and any other project where you want that high-end, solid wood appearance. Thanks so much for joining me in the shop today. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more woodworking tips and tricks. Happy building!